Skylar and I are a pretend happy, camera-ready couple. In public he worships me, punches any man who looks at me sideways. In private he loathes me, keeps a pretty little starlet on the side. He slips a wedding band on her finger, calls her his good little wife. His friends all greet the girl with, "Hey, sis." I never cry, never rage, I only quietly delete the old texts where he once promised to love me forever. We were each other's first loves, tangled up for years. Then I got sick and began to forget everything about him. That was when he panicked. He started conjuring romantic surprises, desperate to make me well again. All he could do was watch me fall in love with someone else. In the 7th year of our love and war marathon, Julian met the woman he truly wanted. Her name was Daisy, a freshly graduated ingenue. Innocent, bright-eyed, her smile a carbon copy of me at 20. Friends said she was my stand-in. They figured Julian's obsession was just a novelty fling. After all, everyone had seen the years of our on-again, off-again melodrama. They'd watched the proud superstar laugh for me, cry for me, break every stubborn bone for me. Everybody knew he loved me to the point of no return. I still remembered the night we split, then slammed back together. Julian tore my dress, insatiable, taking me until I melted. Half conscious, I heard him whisper against my ear, "Little angel, we'll torment each other forever." I used to think no one would ever own his heart the way I did. Then came the 3rd year of marriage and the crack became a canyon, right when Daisy appeared. At first Julian couldn't stand her. They were shooting a romance on the film set, playing lovers. Daisy was his fangirl, every scripted touch made her flush crimson, her crush impossible to hide. Back then Julian and I were still solid. He told me he hated how starstruck she acted. Daisy wore cartoon tees, Julian called her pathetic. Daisy wore short shorts, Julian called her tacky. Everything she did annoyed him. Yet, without noticing, he smiled every time he said her name. During our nightly calls he began drifting. Usually because Daisy's so dumb, pinging him with endless questions. He trash-talked her even as he answered every single one. Before hanging up I asked, "Tomorrow can we please not talk about Daisy?" He grinned wickedly. "My good little wife is jealous?" He teased me, then blocked her number. A few days later Daisy posted, "After a kiss scene that left us both breathless, there are 2 hearts in it. Tonight I'm staying up to talk to the man I love." That night Julian never called me. I kept getting busy signals. I guess this time the make-believe had turned real. Julian had fallen for Daisy. After that night it felt as if Julian's love for me simply evaporated. We sank into a cold war, no explanations, no apologies. For a full month we ignored each other. Then came the Rap Day livestream. A reporter asked, "Now that filming's done, what do you most want?" He opened his phone to a photo of me in an apron, cooing at him, and smiled like warm honey. "I want my wife. I want her cooking." In a way Julian was my primary investor. If love was off the table, I could still pocket a fat paycheck, my heart could stay on standby. That evening I cooked a feast. Julian never came home. I didn't wait, I went to bed early. Past midnight my phone rang. He sounded drunk, whining baby talk. "Good girl, sweet wife, come fetch me, I miss you." He hadn't called me wife in ages. Tears stung, but I said nothing. His buddies shouted in the background, "Who's the legendary actor dialing, Daisy?" They pressed their mouths to the speaker. "Sis, tonight bro Julian wished to love you till the end of time." So Julian had actually phoned Daisy. He called her his good little wife, his friends called her sis. He had already folded her into his life. A spike of pain shot through my skull. I cut the call, burrowed under the quilt, and wrapped it tight. "It's fine. I can feign indifference, my acting has always been top tier." For whispers of our crumbling marriage traveled fast. The whole town said he was in love with Daisy. He took her to candlelit dinners, bought her cars and condos, closed entire amusement parks so she could ride the carousel like a kid. He adored her, wanted to gift wrap the world for her. Even the ruby necklace I'd hunted for in vain recently landed in Julian's shopping bag. I assumed it would grace Daisy's throat. But one morning I woke to find the necklace resting on my nightstand. Beside it a note, "Happy anniversary." Julian's handwriting. I crushed the paper and binned it without a word. I no longer understood him, and I no longer cared to. 5 days later I met Daisy for the first time, at a private dinner. She beamed the instant she spotted me. Her eyes fixed on my necklace, voice syrupy. "A few days ago Julian bought me heaps of jewelry. This necklace felt too mature for me, so I told him to give it to you. I just knew it would suit an older woman like you, Skylar. Julian says he babies me because I'm his little girl, but I'm 22, you know? Still, standing next to you, I do feel so young. I froze, feeling like an idiot. The anniversary gift I treasured was nothing but Daisy's hand-me-down. Seeing my face fall made her smile sweeter. She flicked her hair and kept gloating. Skylar, don't feel shy about accepting the necklace. Julian buys me so much stuff I can't possibly wear it all. If you see anything else you fancy, just let me know, it's yours. I mirrored her smile and whispered, anything I like, you'll really give me? Daisy nodded, proud and careless. I reached out, brushed the glittering diamond studs on her earlobes, then yanked one free. Daisy shrieked, doubling over as blood trickled between her fingers. I looked down at her, smile still polite, thanks for the gift. May I have the other earring too? Daisy's pupils quivered, fear flickered across her face. Scarlet dropped speckle. Ed the marble floor, the crowd bristling. Julian arrived seconds later. Seeing the blood, his expression turned arctic. He tugged me into his arms, inspecting me head to toe, the worry in his eyes almost convincing. Daisy unclenched her fist, let the blood streak down her neck and stain her white gown. She clutched at Julian, whimpering, it hurts. Julian lifted his arm beyond her reach and gave her a glacial glance that pinned her in place, teeth sinking into her lip. She still didn't get it. Julian was old money royalty, mistresses are discreet decor, not dinner entertainment. In public he can love only me. He traced the knot between my brows, coaxing gently, who upset you? I stayed silent, so did everyone else. 2 heartbeats later Julian grabbed a vase and shattered it against the tiles, roaring, all of you deaf? Someone tell me who pissed off my wife. The air turned to concrete. Daisy's fist shook as she screamed, me. Fine, it was me. Happy now, Julian? She finally couldn't hold it back anymore. With tears rolling down, she glared at Julian and choked out, it's my fault for wanting to get close to Skylar, only to have her hate me. It's my fault for falling for someone I shouldn't, for letting them call me a homewrecker and still throwing myself at him. It's my fault for imagining he might love me too, fault for being such an idiot. She raised the crystal flute above her head and tipped it, wine and blood mingling as they soaked the fabric over her chest. Crying, she asked Julian, Vance, is this enough? Is your beloved wife satisfied now? Julian's hand on my shoulder clamped tighter and tighter. He was probably heartbroken. He asked me, are you satisfied? He made me laugh so hard tears almost spilled. I asked Julian, is it exhausting pretending you love me? Julian, I've got a great idea that'll let you openly love whoever you want. Give me money, tons of it, and then we divorce. Julian's eyes turned colder and colder. He bent to my ear and snarled, Skylar, I should have seen it sooner, you're nothing but a money-grubbing con. Break a sincere heart and you'll die a horrible death. I smiled, pushed him away against the pounding in my head, and turned to leave. Julian, you really are a jinx. Haven't told you yet, the doctor says there's something wrong in my head. It might ache, might steal my memories, might even kill me. Julian was right. At first I accepted his pursuit for his money. Before him, I'd loved another boy with everything I had. Julian knew it all, yet he still pampered me relentlessly, insisting we be together, from dating to marriage. I still remember the rainy afternoon he proposed. We were curled on the couch watching a romantic film when he leaned to my ear and whispered, Skylar, just say you love me and I'll marry you on the spot. Every dime this man earns will be yours to manage. My heart pounded so hard it roared. The words I love you were about to leap from my lips, but I felt the proposal was too casual. So I shook my head on purpose to rile him. Back then Julian had the thickest skin imaginable. From nowhere he produced a huge diamond ring, grabbed my hand, and slid it on. When I tried to run he simply clasped my neck and pinned me to the sofa. He nipped my ear and threatened, keep being stubborn and I'll strangle you. That day Julian's kisses almost melted me. Beneath him I begged for mercy over and over, Julian, I love you. Once upon a time I truly loved you. But you never seemed to believe me. My illness kept worsening. I swallowed handful after handful of pills, yet the headache still stole my appetite and sleep. Soon I noticed I was starting to forget little things about Julian. My body deteriorated, the doctor prescribed ever more drugs. Before leaving he frowned and asked, why do you always come alone? Where's your family? This illness needs their company and care. But I have no family, what then? At 6, Mom abandoned me on the sidewalk, promising tea. Oh, buy candy. She never came back. I thought I would never see her again, until I ran into Daisy at Cedars-Sinai. The ear I'd torn was swollen, she was there for a dressing change. Beside her stood a middle-aged woman. I almost thought my eyes were deceiving me, that woman looked exactly like my mother. I rushed toward her uncontrollably, Daisy recoiled in fear. Mom shielded her, shoved me hard, and cursed in my face, "You bitch, still bullying my daughter?" She yanked my hair and screamed, "Touch my girl again and I'll beat you to death." A slap landed before I could dodge, blood seeped from my lip as tears burst free. Mom didn't recognize me, she'd long since forgotten. She had a new daughter now, Daisy. 9 When I was 13, scavenging plastic bottles on the street, I glimpsed Mom by chance. Across the road she held Daisy's hand, smiling gently. I summoned every ounce of strength, sprinted over, and shouted, "Mom, little treasure is here. Don't go." She paused, turned slowly, looked at me in surprise. Daisy tugged her sleeve and sneered, "Mom, a filthy beggar." We were both Mom's children, but Daisy wore a pretty dress and clutched a fluffy teddy bear, while I wore ragged clothes and shoes with holes. I envied her so much. I whispered, "I'm not a beggar, I'm your big sister." I stretched out a hand, forced an ugly smile, and called her, "Little sis." Daisy suddenly burst into tears, hid behind Mom, and shrieked, "Make her go away. She wants to steal my bear." Mom reacted late, violently shoving me to the ground. Back then she also pointed and screamed, "Where did this brat come from? You scared my little treasure, I'll kill you." No, Mom. I'm not a random brat, I'm your little treasure too, the one you threw away. 10 I didn't cry, Mom, I'm little treasure, the way I had at 13. Just as she once pushed me, I shoved her away. She seized the chance to yank off my mask, collapsed to the floor, and wailed, "Superstar assault. Skylar hit me." Daisy froze 2 seconds, then also ripped off her mask and dropped to her knees, pleading, "Skylar, I know you've never liked me. You outrank me. If you hit or scold I always endure it, but my mom is old, please don't hurt her." Dozens of phones rose to record, Daisy was acting out a perfect melodrama. I should have protected my reputation, covered my face and fled. Instead I grabbed Daisy by the hair. Staring into her eyes I said coldly, "Such a filial daughter, little sis. Then I won't be polite, whatever your mom did to me, I'll return to you." I swung my bag and smashed her face, once, twice. My heart hurt so badly that if I didn't vent I might climb to a rooftop and jump. How can living bring such agony? Mom lunged to claw at me. Perhaps once she realizes I'm the baby she discarded, she'll never forgive me. But that's fine, Mom, if you don't want little treasure doesn't want you either. 11 Footage of me hitting Daisy spread online within minutes. Netizens flooded my Instagram with curses, jealous because she's younger and hotter? Slapping her that hard is vicious. Someone dig into Skylar's background, classic entitled bully raised by rotten parents. Daisy, don't cry, I know where Skylar lives, I'll avenge you. I'd just parked in my building's garage, about to head upstairs, when I heard, "Excuse me, are you Skylar?" I turned to see a baseball bat arcing toward me. Before I could react someone yanked me into his arms. Julian cradled me as the bat crashed across his back. He whirled and kicked the man down, snarling, "Touch my wife and I'll kill you." For a moment I almost forgot we were divorcing and thought he loved me more than life. But I've already forgotten what Julian loving me looks like. 12 Julian hasn't come home in ages. He only sought me out because of Daisy. The house is in chaos, the headaches leave me no strength to tidy. Julian rolls up his sleeves and starts cleaning. He picks my bra off the couch, laughs, and scolds, "Skylar, you real ly are wife material failure. You really ought to learn from Daisy how to take care of people. She's so good, how could you bear to hit her? Just apologize to her. She cries every single day, it breaks my heart to watch." Right. Because Daisy's good, Mommy loves her. Because Daisy's good, Julian fell in love with her too. Then what about me? Because I'm not good enough, I deserve to be abandoned by everyone, again and again? A sudden fury exploded inside me. I grabbed the clothes Julian had neatly packed and flung them across the floor. I tipped my head back and yelled, "Tell me to apologize to her? You might as well stab me to death." Julian leaned against the sofa, yanked me into his arms, and locked his hands around my waist so I couldn't break free. Smiling, he swore at me, "I knew you wouldn't behave. You were never any damn good." He pulled out his phone and called the festival committee, instructing them to remove my name from this year's best shortlist. I've worked in this industry 10 years, 3 nominations, 3 losses. I finally had it locked this year. For that award I rolled down a hillside, smashed my forehead open, and still refused a stunt double until the last frame was shot. That golden statuette was bought with my life. I slapped his phone away. A tear splashed onto my arm as I shouted, "Don't be so filthy, Julian." He stayed unruffled, resting his chin on my shoulder, asking with a chuckle, "Are you going to apologize? Think carefully before you answer." At last I lost it. I started to cry. I screamed at him, Julian, I'm sick. I'll never be able to act again. I'll never have another chance at that award. You love Daisy, you want to avenge her, so you squeeze my weakest spot, but I refuse to let her gloat. I will not apologize. It's only a statuette. I don't want it anymore. Tears smeared my whole face, there was nowhere to vent the injustice. I seized his hand and bit down hard. He knit his brows and endured in silence. When my sobs finally ebbed, I looked up to find his eyes red as well. Cradling my face, he whispered, Skylar, it's less that I love Daisy than that I hate you. I used to be crazy about you, but you loved nothing except my money. You lied, siphoned my cash to keep another man. Impressive. Still, I'm the one to blame. I know better than anyone how good you are at looking pitiful, yet I still fall for it, still go soft. Stop crying. It's just a trophy, it's yours. He folded me into his arms and kissed my ear. As though bidding farewell, he said slowly, Skylar, this is the last time I'll ever be good to you. But this time, Julian lied to me. 13 on Academy night I wore my most dazzling gown and my most expensive jewels, determined to exit the stage in glory. The host read aloud, Best, Daisy. Cameras caught me halfway out of my seat, skirt in hand, turning me into a living joke. Daisy hugged the gleaming statuette, beamed at Julian, and cooed, the man I like promised that if I won tonight, he'd come home with me to meet Mom. She's wrapping reunion dumplings right now, waiting for us. She truly is blessed. She has everything I ever wanted, a mother, Julian, and that trophy I'll never touch now. Julian leaned to my ear, smiling wickedly. Tell me, Skylar, how does it taste to be deceived? He was punishing me. He never believed me, neither when I said I loved him nor when I said I was sick. My head began to pound. For the last time I looked at Julian, he started to blur in my sight, in my heart, in my memory. Clutching the front of my dress, I murmured, being lied to hurts. Blinking, I asked, but, who are you? 14 I collapsed at the academy. When I woke, I was at Cedars-Sinai, my manager Lena was shouting at Julian. She pointed at me, eyes fixed on him on the sofa. What did Skylar ever do to you that you keep carving her up? Julian flung a stack of photos to the floor. They showed me in another man's arms. Lena froze, Julian sneered, Cat got your tongue? When Skylar let that guy hold her, did she think about hurting me? When she used my money to send him abroad for school, did she think about hurting me? Lena cut him off. Why didn't you ask her for the truth? He gave a cold laugh, biting off each word. From dating to marriage, I chased her like a dog, apologizing first, crawling back first. She cheated, so now I'm supposed to beg her to explain why she stopped loving me, ask if I wasn't good enough? Am I that pathetic? I, Julian, have no shortage of women who know how to coo, yet Skylar's the first who dared to con me. She deserves to die. Before he finished, the ward door burst open, someone strode in and punched him in the face. The man flexed his wrist, looked down at Julian, and drawled, Name's Hunter. I was Skylar's first love. 15 Julian instantly recognized Hunter as the man holding me in those photos, the one I sponsored through med school overseas. In seconds, the two tailored suits were a rolling brawl. Lena screamed, Julian, enough. Hunter is Skylar's doctor. He held her because the day she was diagnosed she was terrified, called you bawling, and you, still angry from the night before, hung up on her. Where were you when she needed you? What right do you have to explode now? Julian blanked for a moment, long enough for Hunter to kick him across the room. He slumped on the floor, muttering, When did Skylar call me? He never got the call because Daisy answered his phone that day. I was falling apart, desperate for Julian to come home, but Daisy only laughed. Sick? Serve you right. She hung up. I stared at the dead phone for ages, then never dialed again. Julian guards his privacy. Once only I was allowed to touch his mobile. Later Daisy could play with it whenever she pleased. I knew I was no longer his only one. After that day, I quietly began planning my revenge. 16 The first thing I did when I woke was grab Hunter's sleeve. Frowning, I scolded, Hunter, you thug, fighting again? He and I grew up together in the orphanage, and 9 times out of 10, the fights he started were for my sake. His knuckles were split. I asked, Does it hurt? Julian stepped forward, seized my wrist, and peeled my hand off Hunter's shirt. Smiling coldly, he ground out, Skylar, who are you fussing over? Your husband's right here. I looked at him, slowly withdrew my hand, and replied, I'm married? Julian's expression shifted, he ruffled my hair and chuckled, still faking, Skylar? Those con artist tricks you learned in the orphanage, getting old, aren't they? Not old at all, obviously. After all, I'm the scheming Skylar everyone fears. 17 Lena flung my test results at Julian. My illness would selectively erase certain people, certain memories. He couldn't accept that I remembered Lena, remembered Hunter, remembered all kinds of trivial things, but nothing about him. He refused to believe the diagnosis, flew in countless specialists, each report disappointed him again. Night after night he kept vigil by my bed, and sometimes I'd hear what sounded like crying. I opened my eyes once to find him on the sofa, clutching my journal. That notebook held the complete chronicle of Julian's wandering heart. March 20th, 23. The first thing Hunter did after flying back was call and book me a full physical. I used to get headaches all the time when I was younger, and Hunter swore he'd become a doctor one day and cure them for good. Now he's finally finished his training, and I'm happy for him. But I'm scared, really scared, that the results will be bad. I'm not afraid of dying, I'm afraid of leaving Julian behind. That clingy baby will cry his eyes out. And that will break my heart. March 23, 2023. The report came back, numbers no one wants to see. I told myself I wouldn't fall apart, yet I still collapsed and dialed Julian, sobbing. The woman who answered was the lead of his new film, Daisy, soft face, venomous tongue. She told me I deserved every malignant cell. She must be in love with him, that's why she hates me. March 24, 2023. I asked Julian how filming with Daisy felt. He rattled off a catalog of her flaws. He's been watching her that closely, he even knows she loves Sailor Moon, bubble tea, short shorts paired with black thigh highs. I got mad. I think Julian's already half in love with her, he just hasn't noticed. I pray I'm imagining it. March 26, 2023. Tonight I had amazing Sichuan style. Julian loves spicy food, so I promised to take him when he's back. Out of nowhere he brought Daisy up again, said he ate the same dish at lunch. She asked if it was hot, he lied and said no, then fed her a piece just to watch her cry. He laughed like it was hilarious. Funny? Then why does my chest feel caved in? April 3, 2023. Julian's rung me several times these past days. I didn't pick up once. April 4, 2023. Treatment today. Hunter stayed through the worst of it. Still, the moment the pain peaked, the face that floated up was Julian's. That night I saw Daisy's Instagram, a blurry selfie of her kissing him, captioned all-nighter with my favorite co-star. I called Julian, line busy, of course. I'd planned to tell him I'm sick. Forget it. His heart's already elsewhere. April 28, 2023. He hasn't come looking. I haven't reached out either. Fine. From now on I'll treat him like an ATM and call it a life. May 8, 2023. Julian wrapped his shoot, texted that he missed his wife and craved her cooking. Thing is, I can't remember what he likes anymore. It feels as if someone is going through my head with an eraser, rubbing Julian out one memory at a time. Scrolling old iMessage threads, I saw love spicy and Sichuan style, so I followed an online recipe and scalded my hand. Julian never came home. After midnight he rang, slurring, calling me Daisy, love, baby, wife, while his buddies chanted sis-in-law Daisy in the background. So the wife he pines for is Daisy, the meal he wants is hers. Screw it. I don't want him anymore. 18. Julian closed the journal and D gave me a soft smile when he saw I was awake. He's stubbled and haggard, honestly, not a good look. I told him, don't come tomorrow. We're hardly lovebirds, so spare me the devotion act. You're into Daisy, right? Have the divorce papers drawn up, I'll vacate the slot. He pinched my cheeks, gave my head a little shake, and snapped, who says I like Daisy? I, Julian, love one person, Skylar. Carve it into your brain. I only flirted with her to stab back after I saw you hugging Hunter. Before we got together I warned him there was someone I already liked. Julian shrugged, no big deal. You're short on cash, I'm here to hand it over. Just think of me as your sugar daddy, an affectionate one. Later, when Hunter won an overseas fellowship and needed plane fare, I swallowed my pride and asked Julian for a loan. He agreed on the spot, never asked what the money was for. A few weeks ago he stumbled across that photo of Hunter hugging me and dug up every scrap of our shared past. Truth is, we're only two orphans who once had no one but each other. If there's anything romantic, it's that I used to love Hunter, and Hunter told me I deserved someone better. Julian apologized, voice cracking, my fault, I condemned you without knowing the facts. Please, no divorce. I'll find the best doctors, I'll make you remember. Once you do, you can beat me, scream at me, whatever. But you can't forget me, okay? I'm begging you, don't erase me. His eyes were red-rimmed, pitiful. I smiled and said, I don't recall a thing about you, Julian, but I think the problem isn't that you didn't know, it's that you never trusted me. Because I'm an orphan, raised in a home with no blood to claim me, you love me and despise me in the same breath, certain I must be low and dirty by default. His face contorted in pain. He denied it. I kept staring at the ceiling and replied, flat and calm, Julian, anything that can be forgotten was never vital. I'm done with you. 19 I said I wanted a divorce. Julian wrote it off as a tantrum. He took me to the restaurant I supposedly love, strolled the tree-lined path we once favored, retold every tiny anecdote from the days I adored him and he adored me. Still, nothing came back. A summer evening, he drove me to the park we used to frequent and found a quiet bench to watch the dusk. He twisted open an icy bottle of lemon soda and offered it with a careful smile, your favorite, lemon. I didn't take it. I shrugged. I hate lemon now, and I hate this place. He froze, wounded, then whispered, what do you like these days? Tell me and I'll get it next time. I glanced at my phone. Hunter would arrive soon to pick me up for the music festival. Down the lane he came, waving, a frosted strawberry soda in his hand, my real favorite. Julian's brows crashed together. I stood to leave and he grabbed my arm. Don't go, Skylar. Don't leave with him. He seemed capable of repeating only that refrain. I warned, Julian, you can't shackle me. I asked for a divorce, you refused, insisting all you have to do is close your eyes to see our beautiful memories. But they're your memories, not mine. You have no right to chain me with them, I'm moving on, without you. Besides, the past wasn't all beautiful. I peeled his fingers off my arm. He tagged after me, frantic, step for step, like a kid afraid of abandonment. Hunter never even looked his way, he simply raised a pink pocket fan to cool my damp bangs and sweaty nose. He's always known how much I loathe heat. Julian spotted the tickets in Hunter's hand and blocked us again. Skylar, that band is too loud for you. Let's skip it, okay? I'll play piano for you instead. Hunter lost his temper. He shoved Julian aside and barked, quit the heartthrob act, you know nothing. You think every single thing she likes is automatically yours. Let me educate you, she hates quiet, hates summer, hates swelter, hates parks, hates lemon, hates piano. And now, she hates you. 20 That night I screamed every lyric of Goodbye, Youth with my favorite band. The next morning I was trending. The hashtag Skylar Cheats topped the list. A pap clip showed me clutching a beer, arm slung around Hunter's neck. Daisy posted a subtweet, filthy, accompanied by a photo of rotting cabbage stamped with the caption, a woman without self-love is spoiled produce. Minutes later Julian uploaded several GIFs, my profile in the crowd, shot from his seat at the festival. Every shot showed me laughing like I'd finally tasted oxygen. He posted, total misunderstanding, I was there last night too. First music festival with my wife, she bounced around like a bunny who'd stolen strawberries, cutest thing I've ever seen. Turns out she loves crowds, loves belting lyrics, loves roaring laughter with strangers. We're going to every music festival from now on, okay? Baby, let me learn to love what you love. I hadn't known Julian had been behind me the whole night. He had tagged me, fishing for an answer. I left him on read. Overnight the tide flipped. Netizens charged Daisy's Weibo, screaming, the Qing dynasty died, unwrap your foot bindings and wash them. Normal friends get hype at a gig, throw an arm around each other, and suddenly she's rotten cabbage? In every behind-the-scenes clip you grind on Julian like it's your job, sis, that's workplace harassment. She already stole Skylar's golden statuette, then launched press bragging she's the younger, prettier upgrade. Green tea much? Some clawed back, Skylar's fans are deranged. Forgot how your queen bullied our Daisy? One rotten cabbage comment and you melt? If it were me, I'd splash acid. 21 At noon I dropped a long post, walking everyone through Hunter and me, starting with the orphanage, how he used his body as a shield, how Eleanor dumped me, how she shoved me aside every time Daisy needed the spotlight, why I finally snapped and slapped Daisy. I attached a yellowed snapshot, Eleanor cradling blank F. Ace toddler me, neither of us smiling. Daisy had dragged Eleanor onto a reality show, eagle-eyed viewers compared caps and confirmed her mom was mine. The internet detonated. Daisy locked her account. 2 days later Eleanor posted a tear-stained essay, she'd once lost a daughter because the child wandered off while playing. She'd cried for years, almost killed herself with guilt. Daisy's birth had given her a reason to live, Daisy, her pure angel, her jewel. If I truly were that long-lost daughter, she was heartbroken I'd grown into such a liar, blaming her own failure. If I wasn't, she begged me to reveal where I'd stolen the photo. She closed with, I miss my baby. I just want to hug her and say, sorry, mommy's late. I powered the phone down. Disgusting theater. Legally, the abandonment was too old to touch. Fine by me, Julian, frantic to win me back, would gladly bury every cockroach I pointed at. 22 Over the next week Daisy's sewage flooded the feeds, pre-debut bed sharing with executives, audio of her calling fans brain-dead ATMs, photos of on-set marriages with co-stars. Even Eleanor got swept up, for running illegal poker dens. Daisy rang, voice cracking between sobs, Xiaobao, save mommy. Tell your husband to answer Daisy's calls, he's ghosting us. I searched for you for years, I hadn't even started spoiling you yet. Xiaobao, don't you miss mommy? You can't watch me rot in jail. I let her wail, then whispered, Mom, Xiaobao is dead. You should have died with her, go keep her company in hell. I hung up smiling. Julian shut his book, asking from the sofa, that cheerful? He tried for casual, the anxious pup in his eyes betrayed him. He tugged me down beside him, exhausted head on my shoulder. Skylar, I'll be so good to you you'll fall for me again, promise. Don't leave, don't love anyone else. 3 months blurred by. Whenever I mentioned divorce Julian pretended his hearing aid was broken. Good news, the tumor stabilized, 1 monthly. Treatment kept the lie alive. On injection days Julian chauffeured me to Cedars-Sinai, Hunter waited at the curb, opened the door, and together we headed for the elevator. Julian always muscled between us, both men firing sentences like rival sportscasters, terrified of losing airtime. The racket made me want to slap them stereo. I fished a candy from my pocket, unwrapped it, and shoved it into Hunter's mouth, conversation corked. He chewed triumphantly, flashing Julian a sugared grin. Julian tugged my sleeve, half pouting. Any left? I want one. Plenty. I smiled apologetically. Brought them for Hunter, he's got 6 surgeries this afternoon, I'm keeping his glucose up. Shadows crossed Julian's face before he forced a brighter smile, musing my hair. My wife's as thoughtful as ever. Too perfect to let anyone steal. You'll heal, and so will we. Silence ballooned inside the tiny elevator, 3 people, 1 exit strategy. I only needed Julian's patience to snap so he'd sign the papers. I didn't expect the snap to come with a blade. The door slid open and Daisy burst in, hair wild, waving a kitchen knife. Die, all of you. Her reputation lay in ruins, brands had fled, bankruptcy loomed, madness fit perfectly. I yanked Hunter clear. Julian, arms already spread to shield me, took the steel in his shoulder. Chaos detonated, security, screams, sirens. He collapsed, eyes pinned on me, the light inside them, the one certain I still loved him, extinguished. 24 We settled out of court. Julian wired a mountain of money, of course I took it, he'd cheated during the marriage, and the price was fair. At City Hall he looked skeletal, Daisy's stab had nicked a cardiac branch, lifelong recovery, they said. I offered no sympathy, I just wanted the ink dry before he changed his mind. Head bowed, he signed, thumbprinted, and watched the clerk stamp. Outside, he mustered courage for one last look. His mouth bent into the ghost of a smile, tears crashed down instead. The certificate C. rumpled in his fist. I saw his lips start to shape words, I didn't wait, waving once. Bye, Julian. I climbed into Hunter's car. In the mirror Julian shrank to nothing. Hunter chuckled, ruthless woman. I laughed back. I can love with every atom, I can hate the same way. Julian, here's a secret I'll never tell, the amnesia? I faked it.